The night started like any other in the Persian Gulf. Quiet skies, calm water, and somewhere deep inside a heavily guarded military compound, a massive radar dish slowly rotated through the darkness, scanning thousands of miles of airspace. That radar wasn't just another machine. It was one of the most important sensors in the entire U.S. missile defense network in the Middle East. Every second it was searching for danger, tracking aircraft, monitoring missile launches, and sending early warnings to military commanders across the region. If something launched from Iran, this radar would see it. If a missile rose from the Gulf, this radar would track it. For years, it had quietly done its job. But according to emerging reports from the conflict zone, that night, something changed. Something that military analysts say could alter the balance of power in the region, because multiple reports and satellite analyses began suggesting that Iranian strikes may have targeted key U.S. radar systems linked to the missile defense shield protecting Gulf states. And if those sensors are damaged or destroyed, the consequences could be enormous, because in modern warfare, radar is everything. It's the eyes, the warning system, the invisible shield that gives defenders precious minutes to react before missiles arrive. Without it, the sky goes dark, and the warning time shrinks dramatically. According to analysts studying the situation, several early warning radar installations across the Gulf are part of a massive network designed to detect missile launches the moment they happen. When one radar detects something, it shares that data instantly with other sensors. Then the computers calculate the missile's path, and defensive systems prepare to intercept. But if even a single radar node is knocked out, that network begins to weaken. If several nodes are damaged at once, the entire shield starts to thin. Military experts say that's exactly what appears to be happening now, because new satellite imagery and reports suggest that a major radar installation linked to U.S. missile defense operations in the region was struck during Iranian retaliatory attacks. The radar system itself is believed to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and its job was critical. Tracking ballistic missiles across thousands of kilometers, providing early warnings to U.S. forces in allied countries across the Middle East. When it was hit, the ripple effect could be felt across the entire defense network. Because radar doesn't just protect one base, it protects entire regions. Africa, the Persian Gulf is one of the most heavily militarized areas on Earth. American bases, allied bases, airfields, naval fleets, oil infrastructure. All of it depends on early warning systems to detect incoming threats. Take away even part of that detection capability, and suddenly response times shrink. Defensive missiles may launch later. Commanders may have less information. And in extreme cases, some threats might not be seen at all until they are much closer. Military planners call this phenomenon a blinding the shield. And that phrase is now appearing in discussions among defense analysts examining the recent strikes. Because if radar nodes across the Gulf are being targeted deliberately, it suggests a clear strategy, not simply retaliation, but a systematic effort to weaken the surveillance network, protecting U.S. and allied forces. To understand why that matters, you have to look at how the Gulf defense system actually works. The United States and its allies built a layered defense network across the Middle East over the past 2 decades. Radars in different countries watch overlapping sections of sky. Some monitor missile launches, others track aircraft. Others guide interceptor missiles toward their targets. When all of those sensors work together, they create a powerful defensive grid. But that grid only works if enough sensors remain active. Imagine turning off the lights in a room one by one. At first, the room is still visible, but as more lights disappear, darkness spreads. That's exactly how radar networks behave when key nodes are removed. And now military experts are asking a troubling question. Was that exactly the goal? Because Iran has spent years developing strategies specifically designed to counter American military advantages. Those strategies include drones, missiles, electronic warfare, and targeting surveillance systems. Iran's military leadership has repeatedly emphasized that radar and detection systems are among the most valuable targets in modern warfare. Disable the sensors, and even the most advanced defense systems become less effective. Recent footage released by Iranian media has also showcased underground missile facilities, and drone arsenals designed to threaten shipping routes and military installations across the Gulf. Analysts believe these systems could be used to overwhelm defenses with large numbers of simultaneous attacks. But that strategy becomes far more effective if radar coverage is reduced first. And that's why these recent strikes are attracting so much attention. Because if radar systems truly were hit, it would mark a significant escalation in how the conflict is unfolding. Meanwhile, tensions across the region continue to rise. Missile alerts, drone interceptions, naval movements, all of it contributing to an atmosphere that feels increasingly unstable. Global markets are also watching closely because the Persian Gulf isn't just a military zone. It's one of the most important energy corridors in the world. Roughly a third of global oil shipments move through nearby waters. Any conflict that threatens stability in the Gulf immediately sends shockwaves through energy markets. Shipping companies become cautious. Insurance costs rise. And governments begin calculating the risks of a wider confrontation. The United States has responded by reinforcing its presence across the region. Warships, aircraft, missile defenses, all deployed to protect Allied infrastructure and maintain freedom of navigation. But even with those defenses in place, the situation remains extremely volatile. Because warfare in the Gulf doesn't always look like traditional battlefield combat. It's often a shadow conflict, drone strikes, cyber operations, proxy attacks, and now possibly targeted strikes on critical surveillance systems. For the soldiers stationed across the region, the stakes are clear. Every radar station, every interceptor battery, every surveillance drone, all of them play a role in keeping the defense network functioning. If enough of those systems are degraded, the risk of surprise attacks increases. And that's why military commanders are watching the radar situation so closely, because even a single damaged sensor can create gaps in coverage. And in modern missile warfare, minutes matter, sometimes seconds. Right now, the full extent of the damage to radar installations in the region is still being assessed. Some claims circulating online have been exaggerated. Others are still being investigated. And officials continue to caution that not every viral image or video reflects real events. But one thing is clear. The Persian Gulf is entering a new phase of tension. A phase where surveillance systems, missile defenses, and strategic infrastructure are becoming central targets. And if the radar shield protecting the region continues to weaken, the balance of power in the Gulf could shift dramatically. Because in modern warfare, the side that controls the sky doesn't just win battles, it controls the future. And right now, the battle for the sky over the Persian Gulf may only be beginning.